All right, there are so many options of protein powders out there, whether you're looking online or in the grocery store, but so many of them are just filled with junk and crap and artificial fillers and artificial flavors. I'm a registered dietitian, and today I'm going to go through protein powders, some that I was able to find on Amazon, others on their specific websites, but I wanted to review a few options for you that I feel have better for you ingredients, and then I'm also going to explain to you why or why not this would be the one I would choose. And I've also tasted a lot of their flavors, and I'm going to go over those for you today. Okay, first off is why protein powders even matter. I aim to hit at least 100 grams, if not more, of protein per day. Protein powders can be an easy way to help boost that, to get you from using whole foods, meats, veggies of course have some protein, eggs, beans, legumes, nuts, seeds, and can help you boost it up into the next level when you're really trying to hit those macro goals for whatever body goals you have. As a busy mom myself, I understand when most of my clients too are busy, on the go a lot, juggling a lot of different things, and protein powders, let's face it, just make it easier. And while I don't think they're necessary every day, I think that there are some good options. And don't forget, protein's important for muscle recovery if you're working out, but it's also important for our immune system, our metabolism, our hormone function, and so much more. So hitting that protein goal, whatever it is for you for the day, is really important in your overall health. So I have a few plant-based options and a few whey protein options. Now, whey protein comes from milk, and think of curds and whey, right? When milk is processed, it can either become curds, which is the chunky cottage cheese style, or turned into cheese, or there's whey, which is a liquid. And the whey is then filtered, dried, and then turned into the powder that you're used to in your protein powder. So first up, what do I use to evaluate protein powders? I'm gonna ask, what is the protein type and what are my goals? So like I already mentioned, you are gonna have different goals that I might have based on my fitness and health goals, what I'm working for. But if you have strict protein muscle mass growth goals, you might look for something that is more of a pure straight protein and has less other benefits to it. And maybe you are just looking for something that's going to help boost your intake overall throughout the day. Maybe you're looking for a protein powder that can easily be mixed into other food items like oatmeal, protein pancakes, and stuff like that. So some of them will have digestive enzymes, adaptogens, vitamins, minerals, all those things, and some are more just straight protein. So again, it kind of depends on what your goal is what you might choose to look for in a protein powder. Next, I like to look at ingredients and sugar sources. So what are the main ingredients and what source of sugar is it using? Many use artificial sugars or sugar alcohols, and when they do that, it means that it's very low in sugar and low in carbohydrate. However, some of those health risks I don't think are worth it, or there's not enough data for it, or it's going to further harm your gut microbiome. And the artificial sugars, sugar alcohols sometimes can be detrimental to your gut health. So I would personally steer clear of that and would recommend you too. But as I'm going through the ones that I have here, I'll kind of talk about some of the ingredients as far as sugars on the labels. What other add-ons does the protein powder have? Does it have digestive enzymes? Does it have vitamins and minerals? Is it necessary with other supplements you're taking? Will the other additive ingredients, are they of any use to you? Do you need them? Right? And then you're paying for something you don't need. So those are sometimes really important things to look at. Not all protein powders are the same. And then lastly, of course, taste, texture, and cost, because some of them are just fine on their own in a shaker cup. Some of them really need to be blended up or mixed, have some flavor boostings, and some of them are just really expensive and some are pretty cheap, right? So it kind of depends. That's the next thing to look at. What's the taste? Can you get past the chalkiness? How expensive is it? Do they have auto ship? All those things, right? So that's the next thing that I look at with protein powders. Okay, now let's look brand by brand protein powder that I have here. These are a few that I've collected over the last few months that I've been trying and experimenting with. I'm going to first go with Ancient Nutrition, the whey protein. I was able to order this one on Amazon directly from the company themselves. So you've got to be careful with supplements and proteins, anything on Amazon, because anybody can sell anything on Amazon. So if you aren't ordering directly from the company themselves, and it's sometimes really hard to tell, then you could really be getting screwed over. So anyway, so this was an Amazon one. Ancient Nutrition, whey, vanilla, cinnamon. So let's first look at some of the ingredients, right? This powder really promotes that it's an A2, that the whey is coming from A2 milk protein. So what does that mean? A2 milk comes from cows, that only produce the A2 type of beta casein, which is unlike most cows which produce A1 and A2. Now, A2 has been shown to be easier to digest, especially if you feel that you are bloated or uncomfortable after drinking regular milk. Now, if you're sensitive to dairy, you can try A2 and that may be helpful. That may relieve some of the bloating. But just because it's A2 or just because it's whey protein doesn't mean it doesn't have lactose. So if you are lactose intolerant, if you're sensitive to lactose, if you feel like you drink whey protein and you're bloated, same way you might feel like if you eat ice cream or drink regular milk and it doesn't settle with you, which is a majority of the population, right? Then they still have lactose. So it's not until you get whey protein isolate or hydrolysate that you're less likely to have lactose, because lactose is just a milk sugar. So the whey protein still has some lactose or milk sugar naturally occurring in it. It's not until you continue to break it down and break it down and break it down further, but there were some of the pre-digested versions of whey. That is what you would want to look for if lactose is a problem for you at all. Okay, but back to this product specifically. So in one serving, it has 130 calories and 23 grams of protein, pretty solid. Now this is a vanilla cinnamon taste, and I do think it tastes okay on its own, enough so where I've drank the whole product with mixing it just in a shaker cup with water. It does have a slight cinnamon taste, so I found when I tried to use it for making pancakes with or oatmeal with, the cinnamon was just kind of like a little bit of an aftertaste. And that's what I noticed in this one, was the aftertaste. Still, I felt like it wasn't bad. It just was noticeable. And I think it's important to note that they have this, proprietary fat loss blend that burns calories and increases metabolism and promotes fat loss all over the label. And while that sounds nice, what they are saying does that is their fat loss blend is made of cinnamon and ashwagandha root, and it has 1.5 grams of that per serving. There is research to support fat loss with those two ingredients. However, research does show that it should be 2 grams or more per day. And this says 1.5 grams combined. So, it's slightly lower than what research is showing is beneficial. And I think that's important because any labels, not just protein powders, may have ingredients that are shown to be beneficial. They might not be in therapeutic levels. And often with supplements, I see that a lot, where, again, this has ingredients that are beneficial for fat loss, but it's usually 2 grams of cinnamon plus like 500 milligrams of ashwagandha is the recommendation for that, or what research was shown to, or more, and this is less. So I'm just gonna share that. We'll kind of leave it with that. I enjoyed the taste of this. I enjoyed it enough, but I'm also not looking at it for the fat loss part. Okay, and this one is sweetened with monk fruit and stevia, which I like. And the price for this one is one of the more expensive ones. It breaks down to about $3.32 a serving, which, to be honest, is a little pricey for what you're getting, in my opinion. Okay, next up we'll go with this naked whey protein, which is also another one that I got because I was able to order it on Amazon. Shipping is pretty quick and easy, and I feel like we're all looking for stuff we can order on Amazon and show up pretty quickly. It had a lot of reviews too, and I like that. I liked looking through reviews. People seem to enjoy the taste, so I wanted to see what's it really like? How's it really hold up? So it is true. It only has 3 ingredients, right? It has whey protein concentrate, organic coconut sugar, and cacao powder. So if you think it tastes like cocoa powder and chalk, then you're right. Like, there's nothing else in it. There's no gums, there's no thickeners, there's nothing else to make it taste better. And so it is what it is. And I didn't think the taste was awful. It was just kind of a chalky milk, if that makes sense. So it was nothing really sweet, but not bad. I don't think it's bad. Super simple. And I like that too. I like that it's just a little bit of sugar and it's cocoa to give it the chocolateness that you want. I think this is one that is better blended with some frozen bananas and some peanut butter or something. Now this one is about $2.18 a serving, which isn't too bad for just a straight protein, which in the protein is 160 calories and 25 grams of protein, 8 grams of carbs. So the carbohydrates, if you are super tight on your macros right now and you are trying to hit some specific goals, then the carb count in these is something to look for. But for me, as just somebody trying to increase their overall protein intake, not cutting carbs, then that's not too bad. Okay, next is Clean Simple Eats. I feel like these are really popular right now. I ordered a sample pack so that I could try a bunch of flavors. I have a few left in here, but I've really enjoyed all the tastes. This one's chocolate peanut butter. So they have more flavors, more variety, more options. And out of everything that I've tried, the flavor's the best. So if you are going on flavor alone, Clean Simple Eats are probably the one I would recommend. I love just the basic vanillas. Honestly, the more basic, the better for me. I just feel like that's what I prefer. And I feel like if I want a chocolate peanut butter smoothie every day, I don't. And so I would use a chocolate and I would add my own peanut butter in a blender if that's what I wanted. But as a whole, I really like how you can, one, get the samples, and then once you find the flavor you like, you can go to their website and order it in bulk. So first up, the protein source in these are coming from whey, and they're coming from a protein isolate, so a whey protein isolate. So it's been even further processed down to remove any of that lactose that we talked about. It's going to be a little more pure, straight protein, but then they do add some of the other ingredients to it. But so they're using xylitol as a sugar, monk fruit, and stevia as sweeteners in here. So most of those I agree with are fine. Xylitol, though, as a sugar alcohol, xylitol has actual health benefits for dental health when you're chewing on it, like in xylitol gums and mints. However, too much could cause adverse effects to your stomach, could cause some bloating if you're sensitive to sugar alcohols. So just something to watch out for. And then they also have digestive enzymes added, as well as prebiotics, and that digestive enzymes helps get digestion started, and the prebiotics are what your probiotics, your good bacteria, feed off of. So as far as gut health goes, as long as xylitol is not something you're sensitive to, this could be a good option for you. Since they have digestive enzymes, this one has 100 milligrams per serving, and that's great, but is it the dose that you need? So a lot of times dosages are way higher than 100 milligrams, and this might help with digesting this protein shake, but it's only 100 calories. It's already pretty digestible being whey protein isolate. Do you need a digestive enzyme in your 100 calorie protein powder? And if you are using it for muscle growth after a workout, maybe adding some creatine to it, now you're adding more things that are kind of in the way of your protein getting exactly to where it needs to be, even though I like the whey protein isolate. Does that make sense? That's how I would look at something like this. Okay, last up we have Organifi plant-based protein powders. Both of them, I have chocolate and vanilla. I've actually just finished the vanilla. I really enjoyed it. I drank it almost every day, no problem. I would just easily blend it up or shake it in a shaker cup with some ice. So let's see. Both of them, the protein is coming from pea protein, quinoa, pumpkin seed, and it equals about 18 grams of protein, 160 calories, 8 grams of carb. Sugar source is coming from coconut sugar, stevia, and monk fruit, lohangao, which is monk fruit. I like the simplicity of the protein. I really like the taste of these ones. And now the digestion blend, right? So this comes with more than just the protein that you may need. But if you want more, then this one has a digestion blend with various ingredients that are same as the other one. They're not going to be therapeutic levels. So for example, holy basil leaf extract can be a great supplement if you have, PMS, perimenopause symptoms, different hormonal symptoms. Holy basil leaf is really great for that, but not in the dosages that's coming in this. So I wouldn't choose this supplement to help with other symptom relief. However, having some of those extra vitamins and minerals provided in this are ones that I'm happy with. It's a mild amount of calcium, a little bit of iron, a little bit of B vitamins that are coming naturally from plants. It's kind of the same as the others. It has other ingredients, and do you need the other ingredients, or are you just looking for the straight protein? It's not a full meal at 160 calories is not a meal, but it's going to keep me full longer than the 100 calorie pack when it comes said and done. This one does 3 grams of fiber. Yeah, so this is going to keep me a little bit more full, right? However, when it comes down to it, that's so minuscule If you get signed up for a subscription with Organifi, the cost breaks down to about $2.30 per serving. And I do feel like their subscription is pretty easy to cancel, change, postpone, put on hold, all that type of stuff. Okay, so that's it for the protein powders. I feel like hopefully you've got a good understanding of the options here, which ones I chose, why I chose them. Clean, Simple, Eat, and Organifi are straight from the company's websites. The other ones I was able to find on Amazon. Always make sure you're checking the labels. The reason I didn't buy others and waste my money on others was because I knew a lot of them are filled with artificial sugars and other additives. These ones are relatively pretty clean as far as the ingredients go. So make sure you're looking at artificial sugars and additives added to your protein powders. Check your serving and the cost. Obviously, that is a big factor. Play around with different recipes. The company's website might have some different ways you can mix and match some of the flavors and mix it in with other ingredients to improve the taste if it's not your favorite thing right away. And if you can, start small. Buy a sample pack. See if a friend has a sample that you can try before you invest into some of the more costly items for the protein powders. That's it for today. I hope that this is helpful in helping you make better choices and what exactly you are looking at on the labels as far as protein powders and what I would choose as a dietitian and which ones you might look at choosing for yourself in the future. Make sure you comment below any others you want me to look at, and make sure you're subscribed to get notifications about any other upcoming videos. And of course, I send a weekly email on Mondays that includes nutrition tip of the week and my personal meal plan for the week for my family. If you want that, that'll be in the description as well.